Go ahead, Jedi.
Hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side. This week we will review Bad Batch Episode 3. We'll talk some new comic releases. We'll have a new It's a Trap or Never Tell Me the Odds decision to make. We'll also do a little show and tell. And Solowookie and I will tell you some fantastic Star Wars dad jokes, sure to break the ice and impress at the dining table, business meeting, blind dates, etc. The applications are endless. As with every episode, Tales from the Dark Side, there's only one person in the galaxy trusted to guide us away from the darkness of misinformation to enlightenment. Like the wise and ancient Hu Yang, he selfishly shares his knowledge. Through his teachings, we will all learn the true color of our lightsabers. Creatures of the galaxy, you know him as Macho Man Marco.
I like it.
And as always, his co-pilot and our rabbit hole crossing guard. Thank the Force he doesn't review Star Wars like he opens boxes. We'd be here all night. Our hollow chess champion, he's undefeated but never underappreciated. The mighty Solowookie is here.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's wanted by the Rebellion and the Empire for taking all their blasters and replacing them with phasers stuck on stun. And he's also wanted by the Federation for, who cares about the Federation? Star Trek sucks. It's Mike Morello. We welcome back one of the greatest minds in the comic hobby and the newly hired unofficial head of Marvel Studios' Star Wars Department of Unknown Droids, also known as Dud, for those that need a reminder. Get ready for more droids dragging their balls. It's the legendary Steve Horn.
Steve.
You might have seen this guy standing on street corners yelling Star Wars conspiracy theories to passersby. Some say he's creative, some say delusional, but on Sundays, his trap theories are often both. The Oracle of Palpatine, the magic 8-ball of Dave Filoni's brain, J.J. Maxwell. And this guy's Jedi powers include shooting Force lightning from his air guitar and releasing Force gas, but only after a bowl of chili. His lightsaber is Dr. Pepper Red, and it hums to the tune of Highway to Hell. Rock on, it's me, Jedi Johnson, 22. Let's get it going, fellas.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a better guy to give intros? I don't think so. If there is, I don't know who it is. That was Jedi Johnson, as y'all know. We have a shortened down crew today. It's only half a Brady Bunch, but next week I think we're going to be back to the full arc. We do have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're obviously going to read. We're going to quick go over a couple of the books that came out this week. Tell you what's coming out next week, maybe down the line a little bit. After that, we're going to go through. We've got some dad jokes that we've been promised. They're not going to be good. Either way, we got that. We've also got a little bit of add-on. There's somebody that we want to hit up for the giveaway to finish that off real quickly. We have some pickups too, maybe if we can get to them. Steve's going to be in and out with us. And then, of course, we've got that segment that JJ Maxwell spends all week on because, I mean, what else has he got to do with his life but talk Star Wars? What's that?
Nothing. That's all I do.
All right. Well, there we go. All right. So we got all that. Yes, by the way, Cav, I see you in the chat. Thank you. We are live as we are every Sunday. Let's get on to Star Wars news with the Star Wars books that came out this week. So this week, it was the crossover for Star Wars, the main title 13. There's only really 2 talking points in this book. We could talk a little bit about what was inside this book, but I'm not quite sure everybody's going to have positive reviews on it. First off, we get a character come back. Mike, you're going to kill me on how I pronounce his name. I'm going to try it anyways. Sagwa? S-A-G-W-A? Sagwa?
I can't help you today.
It's a Wookiee name. Know. So maybe Solo can help us. I don't know. This was the Wookiee that if you were watching the Solo movie, one of the most underrated movies of the franchise, Chewbacca freedom. And then they did like a thing and a hug thing and everything like that. Well, he turns out now that he's fighting in the pits. We know the pits from the Alpha book that came out Alpha Omega. The first book where Boba Fett acted like he was Jango. They're trying to find Han Solo. I don't know, man. To be honest with you, okay, there you go. You get first appearance in this book. You also get Luke doing a lot of stuff. There is a cool scene with Luke, though. Like, this scene on the left is pretty dope. It kind of reminds me of the Jedi stuff where he walks up to the palace. They did show some training montages, but apparently from what I hear and I understand, and I don't know this till everybody told me in the chat, that like people were up in arms because he had a yellow lightsaber and they thought it was something about the old school. Does anybody know what this is about? What were you guys talking about earlier this week? So
yes, there was so there was back in the day when it all started, to my understanding. Please help correct me if I'm wrong, because I only know a little bit about this, and I think some of you know a whole lot more about it than I do. But there used to be insignia color reference to the color of the lightsaber and the group you were in. So there was a group of people or Senate guards or something that had a yellow lightsaber only.
It was supposed to be the in-betweens. Yeah. So like each color represented a certain style. Like was it purple the more active or something like that? Or like each one had a
It was introduced in the Knights of the Old Republic game, I believe, first. And it was like the counselors, and the guardians, and I forget which color goes with which, but yeah, yellow was one of them.
Counselor was green, I think. Guardian was blue, I think, and Sentinel, I think, was yellow.
Yellow. Sentinel was yellow. Yep.
Mojo called it in the chat too. Yep. Yellow was for Sentinel.
Yes, Sentinel. Okay. So then they eventually, when they got rid of that and they went to the new canonization of this, it then just became something that was associated with the guards at the Jedi temples. And in book number, was it 6, that it showed up the first time, he'd been sent on a quest to a temple. He only found one, though, because a lot of times you see him as the extended ones where it's like almost like a pike. But for some reason, he only found one, and there's a head cut off of a Jedi guy in the background. I don't understand all that stuff, but either way, I didn't see what the whole big... We know he's going back to getting his old lightsaber, so... Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the color of the lightsabers is interesting, but can we also just notice that he's almost poking my boy C-3PO's eye out with that thing? Can we just be a little more careful? I know he's a new Jedi and all, but come on.
The set photo, is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like it could be on the Galaxy's Funniest Home Videos or something.
There was some funny scenes in here. Like at one point, Chewbacca just starts shooting the bowcaster, and all the bad guys scatter and get scared because they go, the Wookiee went crazy, which it's kind of cool. I mean, it wasn't a bad book, but the problem was it was a retread of the story, right? And like, it just, I don't know how you guys found the story this week. I found it a little lackluster.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. I mean,
yeah.
It's just kind of him training, and then not much happened. It was like for the start of the prelude of a miniseries, it was kind of like I felt more should have happened. But
I agree. I just thought I don't. Yeah, I figured we should explain the yellow lightsaber a little bit better. He is going to go back to his regular lightsaber. The next book of this series is going to be 14. We talked about one of these covers before. It is the Pride cover. It's going to have Lando on it, and in the book, they refer to like, we don't trust Lando, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, Lando's going to come back and start driving the Millennium Falcon from. There is this very weird Christopher cover because I didn't know we needed it. What is that? Is that a B-Wing pilot? Yeah.
B-Wing pilot, yeah.
Do we need a B-Wing pilot? We need a B-Wing pilot. Do we?
He just hasn't done it yet, so he's scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point.
This is what we're doing. Just give the guy a check and tell him to have a nice vacation for a little bit because, like, yeah, I mean,
I expect a B-Wing flight attendant next.
Right. I don't even. Yeah.
Look at it this way. He already went through the entire Max Rebo band, I think, to get to this point. So.
I got doubles of all of them. I enjoy the Max Rebo band. But yes, you're right. He is yeah, and there's like 18 Lukes with different lightsabers, including the yellow.
Dude, he even did my Ugnaught. I mean, come on.
He did. He did. Speaking of that, I know there's a lot of people disappointed. We have a plan for the Ugnaught thing. We're working on it. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's not. It's gonna.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know. It's always bad luck. The Ugnaught is the video's got the worst luck.
Worst luck.
All right. One thing. So next week too, though, watch out because they are having another prelude. It's the Bounty Hunter ones. Now there's already previews out of here, and it seems like they're going to give away a first appearance on this assassin guy too, which is a very interesting thing. He's going around and killing like pikes and setting up Valance. And Valance and Dangier are running around working together. I think Zuckus is hunting him down at one point. It actually looks like a pretty exciting book. this bounty hunters book kind of slowed down while they were going towards this event. It kind of just got lost. And I think it was because they wanted to like pick it back up during the pace here. So I think we're going to see a little bit picking back up of the pace here. The next book that came out this week was The High Republic. God bless the High Republic. So I don't know. Whatever this is this the first full naming? We get that. Once again, name help. It's Marga, the Benevolent.
Margarita.
There we go. Dude, I don't even know if this is a male or a female hut. We saw her in the we saw it, I guess. This is why, like, by people's names when it's like him, her, us, who, this would help in this book because I can't identify what that is. Either way, it looks like it's going to die. The hut looks like it's going to die, but it turns out that the hut is not going to die. The hut is actually going to team up eventually because the Drangir is back and taking over people again, unfortunately. So it's cool because that means we're going to get more Hut Clan stuff, which is cool. This is also something that what do you guys think about this? She's like, so she can like, it's like these are not the droids you're looking for, but now you can do that into somebody's head and convince them not to eat you because you can tell them that you're poisonous.
I mean,
yes,
I guess it makes
Star
sense.
Wars.
Star Wars.
I don't know.
But she wasn't actually communicating or doing. I'm sorry, she wasn't actually communicating or mind tricking Skeesh or whatever his name is, the Jedi. She was actually just communicating directly with, or Ski or whatever his name is, communicating with the Drangi, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she was using him to tell them that their meat, it's the humans and the Hutts are poisonous. That's what it was, a mind trick that she was playing on them, that they're poisonous. And then it went through because it's all like one big hive mind. So the whole hive mind decided to just stop fighting everybody and go away for a little bit.
Genius.
Yeah, it's something.
Genius.
Yeah, it's something.
Fighting without fighting. I guess for me, I didn't understand why she didn't just do it herself, why she had to go through him. But I don't know. I don't know.
There was a thing, I can't remember who had it. I want to say it was actually Revan, but it might have been somebody else. But there was a thing where they could communicate to like a hive mind thing. Maybe it was Bastila, like battle meditation, where she could kind of control everyone's mind all at once. So I don't know if this has anything to do with power.
It was
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Which good stuff. But yeah, so the yellow lightsaber, I guess we didn't hit that up enough. Luke got it out of the temple and it was a Sentinels. It was just half of one. It wasn't the whole spiking thing. So the next one up in that once again is the Pride covers. This is the one that our man Solo likes. The regular cover is her riding a Rancor. So once again, I guess we get to see more of the Hutts, which is never a bad thing. I think it would be kind of cool. I like it.
Would you ever buy the Twins cover over somebody riding a Rancor cover? Come on.
No.
A cover all day.
I don't know that I'd buy it over cover A, but I do. That's the first really good picture of the Twins we've seen.
Yeah,
I do like that cover of the Twins. I
like that cover too, actually.
Out of all of them, like we just saw the Lando, and I don't know what the third or fourth time I've seen it, and every time I see it, I dislike it more. This is by far the best of the ones that we've seen, in my opinion.
Yeah, it would be cool. Economics and Comics says that it would be cool if there's a Hut series coming out. That would be cool too. And Roosevelt, yes, we understand that it was because that he was infected and she wasn't, and that's how he did it. It just is a weird thing to do. Like you can now. It's not just like one trooper saying move along. You can actually hit through the whole hive mind of the infected. It just
I just saw a couple of issues back. I guess they did save the other twin. I'm not even going to try to remember his name. They did save him because maybe it's just the story is not sticking with me, or maybe it's just me. But I remember when one of them, he was fighting the Rancor, and I'm like, hey, whatever happened to the other twin? And then bam, there he is. He jumps on top of the Rancor. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess they did save him.
They really are playing the Mike. What is it? The twins from G.I. Joe. What are their names again?
Tomax and Zaymont.
Yeah, they're really playing the Tomax and Zaymont thing going with those two. Yeah. But I will say, out of the 8 panels they did that in, there was 2 panels that was actually it worked. 2 out of 8. I don't know. I thought at least where it was like sabers here and they put him to sleep. You could also, this is something we found out too, which now I'm wondering why Luke had to choke a Rancor to death, because he could have just tapped him in the head and said sleep, and the Rancor would have been asleep.
The one thing about that cover that's going to drive me nuts is I will always think it's a third print.
He could have just touched it and said, "Hey, I'm poisonous. Don't eat me."
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. There you go. I'm poisonous.
Right.
Don't eat me.
You see where I'm going with that, though?
I do. I know. I'm there with you, Marco.
It's one of those where you're like, it kind of opens the door to some stuff that really starts getting crazy, and it's like, let's not. We've played that game before, where all of a sudden stuff gets really weird with Jedi powers, and let's not do that. Please.
Well, the Rancor is, I don't know, because they say that it only works on the weak-minded Jedi mind trick. So maybe the Rancor is a little more mentally evolved than the Drain Gear. Plants versus, a Rancor.
Okay, but Luke Skywalker had nothing, and then he had to throw a bone and choke it, and then the game master was really upset and crying because his Rancor died. And
so, are you assuming that Luke's Jedi skills are as developed as these two twins, or maybe they don't have the same? Because aren't we also learning?
I'm not going to say that because the last time I said something about his skills, I got a lot of hate mail. All right, like I'm not going to say that because what
I won't do that this time.
Is get me to go down a road where people all start crying on the internet again, and they start yelling at me, sending hate mail.
I'll wait till pickups. But there's a funny something I picked up that has a story about Luke versus the Rancor in it. Awesome. That probably most people haven't read, so I'll try to show it off at pickups.
Oh, you're gonna throw us a bone?
Yeah, throw it.
Oh wow!
Hey, it's not time for that yet. Wow.
Hey, no, Marco said
stop pressing my buttons.
Said it.
I didn't say
not time yet.
I didn't say it. All right, so this is also. Don't forget, next week we get this.
72nd prints. What are those?
Yeah, it's print number. What prints are these?
6, 4, 5, and
6, 5, and 4.
Doesn't matter. We're all going to buy them. Just admit it.
Let's hope this is the end of them.
I kind of like these, to be honest. I might like them better than the originals.
I like them a lot better than the other printings. But I'm just hoping that the colors.
What is going on with Wookiee today? Is he channeling Jin or something? What is up with him?
See, Ruben needs all 3.
I got to go and do a bunch of book hunting. I got stacks of good books next to me. I'm feeling good.
I really do like, if the colors turn out well, I could see how these could work. You know what I mean? But they got to work. At least they're better than some of the colors they had before. And yes, they'll be gone. And I mean, I got 2 of each, so whatever. Who am I lying to? And that, yeah, of course they did. And that is that. That's the cover of comics this week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Not a ton of good stuff in it, but not a ton of terrible stuff. Look, the High Republic's getting a little bit better, I would think, in my opinion. But that's just because you're adding Hutts and Rancors. So, how can you lose, right? I mean, isn't that what we all want to see?
Yeah.
That's going. The mind melt thing is crazy, but whatever. And then, they fed in the Star Wars stuff. They could have they didn't even have to have that book this week. That was a waste of $5, if you ask me. But oh well, Marvel needs more money. All right, next segment. If we're ready for it, guys, here it is. The one everybody's been waiting for. This is the grand opening. Pete says he's going to have a better graphic next week. This one was built by these 2 guys. I think it was built by Jedi Johnson. And Jedi, I've never seen that type of hair. What's going on here, bud?
Hey, this was built on my phone, so let's grade it on a scale, okay?
If this is the way the dad jokes are going to go, then it's going to be a good one. So,
what scale would you like us to use?
Yeah,
pass or pass.
All right. All right, you 2 take it over. Please don't get us banned, and let's hear the jokes.
All right. So, hey, we came into this with some rules. Rules where we were each going to get 2 dad jokes because they knew that once we got started, there was probably no end to it. So they put the handcuffs on us. So I'll go first. Wookie. All right. And just make sure. Hey, is everybody sitting down first? You might want to give everybody a warning. Sit down because we don't want to be liable for anything. All right. First off,
I'm ready.
Why does Princess Leia keep her hair tied up in buns?
I don't know. Why does Princess Leia keep her hair tied up in buns?
Why? So it doesn't Hying Solo.
No. All right.
What?
How does Darth Vader like his toast?
I'm imagining Darth Vader. I don't know. How does Darth Vader like? This is going to be good. I can tell.
On the dark side.
Oh.
Hey, I got to write that one down. Hang on a second. I'll go one more. Just one more, right? Can I do more? Just one more.
Hit
me
again, buddy.
One
What
more.
you got?
All right. What do you call an invisible droid?
I don't know. What do you call an invisible droid?
See-through PO.
No.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's so bad.
So bad it's good.
But no, it's not.
Anybody who's watching that knows me, I'm not really on this show. I'm a cardboard cutout.
So bad it was good.
No, okay, one more.
Yeah.
All right. Why did movies 4, 5, and 6 come before 1, 2, and 3? Because in charge of directing, Yoda was.
No.
All right, and there you go. That is the dad jokes for the week. I don't know what we're gonna do. Okay.
Are we supposed to like pick our favorort one?
Was there a favorite?
How can you pick?
Yes, I would agree. How can you pick? All right, so the chat likes it though. I mean, there's a lot of. I think they get it. I think the chat is. I think the chat is right up there with one more. Aaron, next week we'll have. I think we'll let him do another round next week.
NC-17 dad jokes. They want unrated, uncensored ones next week.
Oh my god! I think they've got a whole list. I think they have 100 of them. So I think this is going to be a while that we're going to go through some of these dad jokes. It'll be for a bit. Real quickly though, hey, I want to shout out real quickly. Last week we did a bunch of giveaways. I hope everybody got their packages. I think they did. I think like Gonzo won. I probably shouldn't say who won because I don't know who actually won. I just know I put it with the rest of the mail. Ruben, I think, won something. Somebody else won. So we gave a bunch of those away. But I still have the open packs. I have these ones that are open. And then I had a couple like extra ones. And, you know, there's a guy who's been around for a little bit that's been commenting in almost all of our comments. And I said I'd grab him. And his name's Nosh Heed. And you should check out his. I love it. I have a daughter too. And like sometimes when I used to tape these, they get on there. Cheat Interfere. He's just a guy that's getting into comics. They call him Big Nosh. He is. It's very endearing. What he does over there. He's only got like 2 or 3 videos, but he's also watching a lot of stuff on our channel, and he just loves being a part of it. He loves everything comics, not just Star Wars comics. So this one, Nosh, you won this. You get all these, and actually, I'm going to throw 2 unopened ones in there too for you. So you won that portion of it, and maybe when Steve comes back, we'll see if he's got something to give away because there's somebody else we might give some stuff away to too. But there you go. That's for the giveaway there. To finish off our giveaway for the 2 weeks. Speaking of giveaways, for all you people on Renovision and all you that aren't on Renovision, go over there. Pete's giveaway on Renovision ends on Monday. Make sure you are participating in that. Those are sweet covers from Mike. The covers that he's giving away. Is it the Mayhew? Is it
Comic Blues? Or no, Mayhews. They're the Mayhews.
They're the Mayhews. The High Republic Mayhews.
And make sure you check
not the shadow ones, the regular ones.
The regular ones, which are the dope. The regular ones are dope.
Yep.
Just remember, make sure you're checking out the stuff on there, the content too over there. They're doing a great job. Mike has a good show over there with Pete too. All right, yeah, congratulations, awesome, good stuff. Jokes. I can't believe people like those jokes that you guys were telling, but they do like those jokes. So
hey, that's dad jokes, man. They're supposed to be bad. That's what makes them good. Is they're bad.
Those were exceptionally bad.
Hey, that toast joke hits with the kids. They like it.
I'll let the kids watch it if they say it's. Well,
I have to admit, I like the toast. I like the toast joke. I have to admit.
All right, Darkside for the win. That's what they're giving. All right, let's go. We've got a couple more things we still have to get through. We've got to get through the Bad Batch review. Then we do, let's do Bad Batch review. Then we'll do its trap and odds or whatever. And then we'll do show offs because I know we want to show off some things too. I've been at con. I think Solo, you can't do what you did before the show. We're not getting through 50 books. You can pick 5 books. Okay, 5. Okay. All right, here we go. Bad Batch review. Bad Batch. This was a good episode, guys. What did you guys think? I mean, I thought it was great. A lot of stuff that happened before. You had the ship go down like you did in Mandalorian, like you have the Millennium Falcon many times over and over again. They gave you a little bit more of Omega. How'd she say her name?
It sounds like Omega.
Omega. Yeah, Omega. I thought this was kind of cool. Like they did a trapper thing where he starts tracking. She's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Tracking." She kind of turned BA. I know in the beginning they were talking about the food thing and all that. Like, yeah, I guess it's filler. But like here, I thought she was kind of doing the. Did anybody else get the Taskmaster feel we've been talking about the last couple of weeks? Where like all of a sudden she picked up on tracking real quick, like super quick. He goes down in a heap. We saw this coming. She picks up the pistol, saves his life, and then crawls into a hole. That's always a good idea.
She seems pretty fearless at this point. I was like, wow, that's a brave little girl. Like she's on it. You're right. She was like, yeah, give me the gun. I'm going. Get the job done.
Yeah. I did this whole like the beast is scared of the light, but not scared of the light thing. I didn't quite whatever. And then he eats a flashlight and then she trips out. Like, it would have been cool if she was doing drugs, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows what's going through her eyes? She comes back, gives it to her. I think that's where he's kind of realizing that she's, like, not just a clone, but she might be a little bit more than, like, she might be really, really special like them. It's very interesting. I'm glad they're not going the Palpatine route. They did build her the home, so they're still doing that and the little wrecker scene like that. They also kind of finally got over... You know, they addressed a little bit of the what's his name issue where he's not there anymore, and they were holding together his little bin. And that was kind of their little small arc. I kind of split it up into two different arcs, even though they kind of went back and forth a little bit. The other arc was this. So they're still tailoring him up. I mean, I don't know what you guys thought about this, but I mean, if you programmed him once, why do you keep programming him? Like, are you adding new stuff in there? I don't know what you guys thought about that, but
I think they were like, to me, it seemed like they were like progressively enhancing his programming or whatever. I don't exactly know what it does. I assume it makes him more obedient. But
yeah, but who are you enhancing it for? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, they also add in that sort of secondary, that almost what looks like it's going to be a villain later. The other guy on his team that's questioning why he's the leader, and if clones are better, then why are they asking us to join? All that kind of thing.
I'm always wrong, but I just kind of got the sense that they were just monitoring him because I mean the Bad Batch has already shown that they can kind of over or subdue these chips. You know the influence of the chips. So I just kind of, you guys are probably right because I'm usually wrong, but when I watched it, I thought okay, but they were just monitoring. I didn't think they were enhancing or adding anything. Maybe so.
Yeah. I feel there's going to be the war. You know, I really do feel like it's going to be the Battlefront 2 moment. I think I don't know. I mean, who knows? But it just seems too much because they're doing all this stuff here too, where they're like bringing in the regular enlistees. They do such a good job bringing up bad guys you want to punch in the face. Does anybody not want to punch what's his name in the face?
No, he's got one coming.
Yeah.
Oh, every Imperial officer has. I mean, that's every Imperial officer has that air about them that you just.
They really do a good job of it. Yeah. And then like this was part of it too. I know we were talking about some of like maybe the Scar situation and everything like that. And there's only 4. I thought they might start to release it. That isn't what ends up happening. They actually have to go back to hunt down the rebels again. The job that the Bad Batch didn't do. This guy gets shot right in the head. How they set this up? They started fire outside to make him go off, and like then they. Crosshair shot him in the head, right? Like to drop the plane back down. Like they're giving him hope and then taking it away. Plus, I can't believe how we didn't do any of the shot scenes here because I don't know what YouTube allows you to show them or not, but like some of them are pretty brutal. She dies. And then the one guy who was talking all the junk, the one reg who was like, clones suck, they're terrible, whatever. He all of a sudden goes, we're not going to kill innocent people. And well, I mean, hey, listen. You got to have your little comments. You got to get your little snouty stuff. But you feel bad for this guy at the end of the day because Crosshair doesn't care. And Crosshair says, you're going to shoot him? Says, nope. So Crosshair shoots the guy in the head. That's the end of that situation. And then they set on fire. They set him on fire, right? Like they set those people.
Yes.
They torched them.
Yeah.
There were definitely incinerations in that.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they did that. So it comes back to it and they said, like, listen, there was failures a little bit. Tarkin is showing the greatness of that Tarkin is. He's such a good bad guy. You know what I mean? Like there is a little bit of crazy psychoness in him, but there's also like that little bit of like genius, right? He dances on that line a lot. And it's right here where he says it. Like instead of just killing a program or be arrogant about it, he's pretty much like same thing he did with Kenrick with the Death Star. He's like, I like parts of this program, so we're going to do it this way. And he kind of takes it over and does what he's going to do. So
I think I got the feeling he's definitely using, I think it was Rampart is his name. But we can go more into that later, but yeah.
Yeah, Rampart. Yeah, Kev put it up here. Good soldiers follow orders. That's the line that keeps getting put in there. Do remember, though, who's giving the orders? You know what I mean? Because, like, even Tarkin says he's kind of giving the orders, but he has to give it through the Camoans.
Kaminoans.
Yeah, there you go.
Marco, before we move on, what are you guys thinking about the prolonged headache that Wrecker is
I was going to bring that up at the end. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Let's hit that up right. I think it's going to come up here right at the end of this.
Yep.
No, this is going to come in first. Well, so this might be a lead into it too. So they have their little conversation and they're already starting to go like, we just need one of them back so that we can create what if you've played Battlefront 2 or I mean, I thought this was definitely a lead in that they're going to create their own form of an army to solidify their position here. I think they kind of see it as with the enlistees coming in, like their existence might be a bit of a problem. I don't know if everybody else thought that that's what the conversation was about. Also, too, I was very confused at who they were talking about because at first you would think they're talking about Omega, or Omega. But the thing that Jedi just brought up, like, you know, throughout the episode, this one here, Wrecker starts to have these headaches, right? Is that one that they're trying to trying to up the programming on and bring him in to become part of the fold so that they can get the DNA and everything like that? Or are these guys too far gone that their DNA is too thin? Like, you don't know. That was one thing that was very interesting. Like, you never thought about it, but the genetic wise, like, whose DNA is strong enough anymore?
Well, and are they actually talking about, are they talking about Boba? Are they talking about a clone? Are they talking about making more clones? Or are they talking about cloning a whole nother person like a Jedi? Because we already saw the one in that, was it the last episode where, no, the first episode where the Jedi is dead and they were carrying the Jedi out. Are they thinking maybe we could take some of that DNA and start making Jedis as clones?
Ooh,
you know,
interesting.
I kind of felt like they were leaning away from the clone army they already had, but trying to clone someone new, bigger, better, and not so much an army for the universe to fight with, but an army to protect them, because they know right now they're up the creek, and I think they done lost the paddle.
Yeah, I do think they said something to the effect of that they need to bring one back in. They only need to bring one back in. So I would assume that's somebody that they had before. But you're right. It could be a Jedi. Bring one Jedi back in. You're very right. Kev, this is what we're saying. What Kev says, wasn't the starship crash what caused the headache? I know that's the excuse that they gave for it. I'm not sure that that's the actual thing that happened. But that is a very good point, too, because that was the other flip side of this coin. What if the accident causes him to go, like, this whole relation that he has with Omega right now, you know, it's kind of like the older brother, little daughter, little sister type thing. But what happens if the accident did cause something that ends up activating the chip to a point that he tries to take out Omega? And then again,
and you have to remember that to Kev's point. Yeah, I think we all thought, he bumped his head, but this is a guy that gets shot and then gets up and like 5 minutes later or whatever, he said, "Oh, that was her," whatever. But a bump on the head is still bothering this guy hours later. You got to kind of think, okay, that's there for a reason. They're playing on it. I don't think it's just the crash.
No, I don't think it is either, but it could be a combination of a lot of it, like getting shot, getting knocked out, because the episode before this, obviously he got shot in a couple episodes and then he got,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a couple there where he's been knocked out. They had to pick him up and take him. So it could have been that too, that just added on and then saying that the piece of metal that hit him made his head hurt. Or it could have just hit the chip perfectly and reactivated it. We don't know exactly how all these chips work yet. So it could be
this scanner that Tech is making, he's working on it, right? I mean, that's they're placing that in there for a reason too. So that's going to come in at some point.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know if it's just a detector or if it can alter the effects. Dampen down the effects of if need be. You guys know what I'm saying, but yeah, so
absolutely.
That's in there for a reason.
Ruben, that is typically where they do show where the chip is in the right side of their head. So yes, that would be the proper where he's holding right now would be the proper portion for where the chip would be. Yes. All right. Yep. Yeah. Or they could try to track them. Big Remo. I think so too. They could be trying to track him or get him back in. I just thought it was all way too convenient. I don't know what you guys had on that one. We can go around the horn on it. I think you see where I stand with this episode. JJ, what do you got on that episode? Where are you ranking it?
As far as the rank, I'd give it a 4. I think it moved things along well enough, and it liked it. And it was a little odd to me that Omega went from being like really scared of I don't know what the animal was in the second episode versus being like incredibly brave in this episode. But it works. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Mike, what do you got?
I'm 3.5. I thought it felt a little on the fillery side in comparison to the other episodes, but I'm comparing it against first episode, which was fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I do like where they're headed with a lot of this stuff. I do also like them taking it to a darker place. I think that they toe the line on these shows with that a lot, and I like it. It helps keep the adults interested. So so I like that. So maybe it's just almost a 4, but I'm going 3.5.
Jedi, what do you got? And you're on mute.
I'm going to give it a 4. I'll tell you, I was kind of like Mike. I was thinking it was a filler at first, and maybe it was. But I really, throughout there, I'm thinking, okay, at first they have Omega saying it's not Crosshair's fault. He can't help it. Say, okay, they're setting up redemption. And then you just got Crosshair just killing innocent people without a hesitation. I'm like, if there is redemption, it's going to be a costly redemption, I think, for him.
Yeah, does your wife still want him to be redeemed now? Now that she saw that?
Yeah, my wife was not happy with the with Crosshair shooting those civilians like that. And one other thing, I was going to bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. How adorable is Omega? I mean, she is just adorable. I think she's cuter than Grogu. I think
Grogu
she's just
2.0.
She's adorable. She's
does,
growing on me.
It is a great job.
She annoyed me at first, but she's growing on me.
Well, that's good because our last comment that we just got on our last video said, yeah, I agree with Mike that the kids are getting annoying. So we'll see what happens if it's taking over the people too.
Maybe I'm just ready for grandkids. I don't know.
There you go. Solo, go ahead. What do you got?
I've watched this twice now, and the first time I was going to give it a 2.5, but after the second watch, and I did a little theory crafting of myself in my own head, and kind of wondered about them maybe cloning a Jedi or looking down that path. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I'd have probably voted a little higher. I want what's Omega about? Give me a little. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to tell me whatever your big deal is about her, but I need something. Give me a little something. We're 3 episodes in. Why is she so special? You got to give us a little hint.
I agree.
I'm drying up on that a little bit. Give me something, Disney.
Yep. So what did you give it? What did you give it overall? Agree?
I'm going to give it a 3.
3? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that point, but I think that's why they went light. So it was the same thing with me. I was probably at about 3 on the first review. And then when I went to go break it up to make the cutscenes and everything, I was like, wow, they kind of like shorted the part of like they just threw in just enough of the actual the rest of the squad that's together, just to give you a little bit of Omega in there, which is good because then they dived into some other stuff that makes you really question what the heck's going on with the other portion of it. Which was really good, I thought. So I'm going to give it 4. I thought it moved fast. It was great both times I watched it. I think most of the chat kind of liked it too. So that's pretty cool. And any episode that starts giving you theory crafting, I mean, that's what I like about Star Wars, right? So you gave me a theory crafting one, which I think is a little bit more than just backstory. It's actually a little bit of theory crafting in there. So I thought it was pretty good. Good. So that's a good one. I'm excited to see what happens next in the next episode. Do we want to do pickups real quickly, or no? We should just go into it, shouldn't we, JJ? The new hot JJ section of the year is It's a Trap. or odds. What are you calling it? Odds or trap? Okay, odds or trap. Here we go. Let me see. Now listen, Pete isn't here. For all the people that don't know how much Pete does for this show is literally me with my fingers slamming on stuff, and then Pete going, Marco, stop hitting things. Stop hitting things. So I'm going to hit something really quickly, and I'm going to see if it works. If it doesn't, there's a reason why when he's around, he does this all the time. All right. He's not just the championship of the droids. He's the championship of running this show.
Yes.
So we will have him back next week. However, let me see what I can do here. I am trying to do this. Okay. And good. Are we good? Can you guys see what it is?
We are good. We like it right
good.
there.
Wow, look at that.
Looks good.
All right. Go ahead. JJ,
All
give us
right.
into it.
Let's roll. All right. So part 1 of It's a Trap, or I should say odds or trap, is going to be who is the big bad villain of Bad Batch. So we kind of gave, for Never Tell Me the Odds, 3 characters that might have something to do with it. You got Clone Commander Cody, Clone Commander Fox, Clone Commander Faie, or anybody can kind of pick their own mystery character if they think that somebody else is going to step in and kind of be the big bad villain. Or for It's a Trap, we got the 2 guys that we kind of already know about. We got Crosshair being villainous in this last episode, and Admiral that nobody cares about, Rampart, being also kind of taking over the Imperial side of things. So, Mark, if you go to the next slide for me. So first up is Clone Commander Cody. He was probably one of the most known clones, probably through the whole canon, at least, of the Clone Wars. Served under Kenobi, worked a lot with Anakin Skywalker. We don't really know what he's doing at this point when Bad Batch is going on, but we do know that I think it was through a source book that further on as it goes, he is on Kashyyyk, and he's also participating with the Empire in the enslaving of the Wookiees. So
that is a fact. That's proved back into canon. He had a little bit to do with it before, but yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he does continue on to serve in the Empire at some point. So he could come up in Bad Batch at some point. We don't know. So his comic first appearance is Revenge of the Sith #2. So which is steadily climbing in value as more people figure out that he's an important clone. And then if you go to the next slide for me.
Yep. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Winner.
Yeah. Clone Commander Fox. Clone Commander Fox is an interesting story because he, if anybody remembers back during the second Clone Wars cartoon, or the last one at least, he was the guy who basically hunted a lot of fugitives, including Ahsoka when she was running from the Order, or accused by Barriss of running from the Order, and then also Fives when he ran. So he tracked down and arrested both of them. And then later on, we know he served with the Empire because on Coruscant, he was leader of the Coruscant Guard at the time. And when the Empire took over, Jaqas Sanu broke into the temple to try to erase the data on the prospective Jedi children. And Vader and the Grand Inquisitor were both there. And unfortunately for Commander Fox, his clones mistook Vader for a Jedi at one point and shot at him. Vader took a bit of exception to it and kind of snapped his neck with the Force. So he is dead, but we don't know at what point in the timeline exactly that happened. So it could be
it still would be 19 right now. So it would be a little bit further down the line. In the show, he would still be alive at this moment. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the timeline for that. Okay.
So, yep. And his first appearance is Darth Vader, Volume 2, number 7. And still relatively cheap book. There are some other Inquisitor first appearances in there, so it's got a value of about $10 to $15.
Nice. Oh, I like this one.
This is one of Marco's favorites. This is Clone Commander Faie. He is a little bit different in that he was particularly kind of a vicious clone, at least with the way they depicted him sometimes. He was one of the original ARC troopers. So there was an ARC trooper program that were the elite of the elite clone troopers. He was one of the first graduates of that program, and he served under Oppo Rancisis as the Jedi Master. Later, Oppo Rancisis died in the same comic storyline, and he served with Voss and Lumaria on Kashyyyk. And Yoda was also
a snake. It's a snake guy.
Yeah. Snake guy with the crazy long hair and long fingernails.
Chicken snake.
Yeah, but so
that is the worst panel of Luminara I've ever seen. What's with the lips?
Yeah,
that's a pretty bad.
That's a really bad panel.
Yeah. So yeah, he was on Kashyyyk. He was also pretty bloodthirsty. He killed one Transdoshan prisoner they had. Basically, he said it was his mission to kill all enemies of the Republic, not take prisoners or anything, to kill them.
He kind of does it's a follow good order, good soldiers follow.
Yeah, he was definitely a good soldiers follow orders kind of guy. So, Yep. If you go to the next one for me, Marco.
Let me see if I am still got that skill. Look at that.
There you go. Look. All right. So while on Kashyyyk, he was the one responsible for executing Order 66 to kill both Luminara, and he tried to kill Voss with cannon fire, which unfortunately for Faie was a big mistake because Voss did not die and was a little bit pissed. And Faie did try to hunt down Voss for the next couple issues of the comics, and he even at one point decided that it might be best to blow up the planet, including himself, in order just to kill Voss and get rid of the Jedi. But he ended up having a final showdown with Voss in which he managed to wound him by shooting him in the chest, but unfortunately Voss cut off his head before he died. Or Voss didn't die, actually, but he cut off Faye's head.
Faye's head, yes.
Yeah.
Before he could, yes.
Correct. So his first appearance is Star Wars Republic number 81. Currently, it actually has some other minor first appearances in it. And it currently has
that's on the cover is actually a first appearance. Actually, the funny thing about this book about 81 is it does not list Faie as a lot of people don't list Faie as a first appearance because people don't till this part. Like, why would you bring that guy back, right? Like, but now that you have troopers, training groups, I think
it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because he's, like I said, he's depicted. Usually, when they depict the clones, they kind of depict them as somewhat sympathetic characters, not really evil. But at least when the Clone Wars were going on, and he was one of the few ones where they kind of depicted him as, hey, this guy's got a screw loose or two, or is a little too.
He did cameo in a book before this. I don't know what it is. It does have so the chicken.
He was in 70. Was in 76. There was an image of him.
Yeah, it looked a lot like the toy image.
Yeah. And you don't really know that it's him. Kind of cameos. If you know who the character is, you know it's him. But he's not named at all in the character in the panel or anything like that, so you don't really know that it's him. But
no, that's a good one. All right, so that's some good stuff. So let's see if I can get back to the. Oh, okay, there you go. And then this is the other side of it.
Yep, this is it's a trap choices. So we already know about Crosshair. The big question is, does Crosshair have that redemption moment that we were talking about? Or does he go on to basically do like he did the citizens in the last episode and brutally hunt down the Bad Batch? And then there's good old Rampart, who we know is in charge, or at least the conceiver of Project War Mantle, which came up in Rogue One a couple times, actually just one time, as they were naming the lists of secret operations that the Empire had. So we know that he's leading something secretly going on. We don't really know if he's going to be the villain, but he may be. He may be the thorn in the Bad Batch's side. We don't know. So those are the choices for It's a Trap or Odds Part 1. So
all right. So let's try to go back to this slide right here, maybe.
Yep.
And then that gives us the okay. All right. So do you want to see does anybody have an interesting take on any of these that you think is 100% it, or a take any added points you'd like to add to JJ's stuff?
You could also choose you could choose the option of other two and just call me crazy.
Somebody else already said Tarkin. Yeah.
No, I like this. I like this matchup. I like what you did here. I like the question that you've proposed to the group. I think it's very inept, and I think it's very I think you've got some solid thought process here. I really, really, really want it to be Faie, and that's not my vote. I want it to be Faie because I want to see Voss so badly, and this would be a really good way to bridge that gap into telling Voss and Asajj story and all of Voss's stuff. Although I think we're going to be into It's a Trap, and Rampart is going to play Tarkin's puppet, and that's why we're seeing the Rampart action figures. We're starting to see more talk and push of Rampart, and I think Rampart's going to be our big bad, and I think Crosshair is going to go back to the group. I think he's still got some deep Bad Batch love in that heart for that crazy group of people.
All right, so you ready for some crazy? That's good. I think you're not off point. That is definitely an option. But here's some crazy stuff. All these people that you listed here, CODY, Fox, and Faie, all have links to like great characters. Faie obviously has it to Voss. Fox has it to what's her name?
And Jocasta Nu.
Yeah, and Jocasta Nu, who you could see for the first time. CODY has a couple. In Legacy, he's got Starkiller. In the regular ones, he's got. I mean, he's just
see Starkiller. Oh
dude, God, you can see it. You can see it.
You're not going to see Starkiller in the show. Come on,
dude. How crazy would that be, though? I mean, but also one of the other options that you could have on this is that it could be all three. It could legitimately be all. But CODY also has a link to Voss because if CODY was there for the enslavement, supposedly Voss was around during the enslavement of Kashyyyk. So there's also like there's two out of three guys have a Voss connection here.
True. Very true.
But you know how they were saying, if you listen to the end of Tarkin, it sure seemed like Tarkin wasn't talking about just having one of these clone troopers take over people. And all three of these people that you've listed are an option to take that over. And I think a lot of us would like to see it because it also opens up a door. Like, listen, we know what's 16 this time, but the rumor is that there's another 16, which means there's 32, 2 seasons. In that 2 seasons, you could do a lot of different stuff. I do think CROSSHAIR is going to turn back over. I think you kind of saw it a little bit too when he was sitting in his bunk, that he's starting to have those regret moments where he's going back, especially when they did the check marks and he didn't actually make a check mark. So they are pushing Rampart. But remember, in Rebels, they did that with, what's his name? Mike, the guy with the slick back hair, Callus. And then they had to turn Callus, like he was supposed to be the big bad, and he didn't turn out to be the big bad. As far as Starkiller, no, I do agree. They're probably not going to bring in Starkiller, Mike. But I think we're going to do a segment. I think next week's segment is going to be which gaming great has the most opportunity to come back. And I think Starkiller might be one of those options. I don't think he's as far off as some people might think. Either way, this is a lot of fantasy with these three, and there's a lot of good options. And all three of those guys fit very well. And when you look at what Dave does sometimes, that little Faie one, he's got so much of an option to bring stuff back that Dave likes, but so does CODY too, you know? And then you got Ahsoka with the Fox link. So, I mean, and if you get Fox and you get Inquisitors too, because you get that type of link there, I mean, that's crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy. I like it. I'm hoping it's never tell me the odds. And I think it's possible. I really do. I think there's a high probability. I would say
if
60%.
You had to pick one, though, I understand you're going never tell me the odds. If you had to absolutely handbound
CODY,
pick one.
One that I want. Faie. The one I want is Faie. The one they're going to do is CODY.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, CODY's they already did the helmet before where they kind of flashed that in one of the Clone War episode. Like, there's a lot of stuff going around. That name just keeps popping up in the dark portions of the Star Wars rumor mills. Like, I think CODY has the most possibility to come up. Mike, do you disagree with that, or?
No, I don't disagree at all. I was going to go in the same direction. I think, especially with an Obi-Wan show coming, it could tie it in really nicely. CODY would be my choice too. And I think he's the name that some of the casual fans will know. I don't think they're going to know who Faie or Fox are. I think that might be a nice way to kind of go down some weird rabbit holes with a character that they recognize the name of.
I would just think if they did multiple like sections, right? Like if you just have different ones. So you start off with CODY where everybody knows, and then you also have these other two squads, and that way you can break them out because they'd all have to change the Bad Batch, kind of like they did with the Inquisitors, where it was like they introduced one and then all of a sudden another Inquisitor, and then there's two, the brother, the sister, and the cousin, and the sister's brother, sister was all chasing people down and killing little babies and stuff like that, and you had different groups in there. So maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. Jedi, what do you got?
Man, thank God I went last on this one. Holy moly.
You did. We still got to get JJ in.
Okay. Well, JJ's we know where JJ's going. Maybe not. Hey, so I think it's a trap. I hope it's not. And I'll just say you guys have covered a lot of it, and I learned stuff just from listening to you guys, which is why I hope it's not a trap. Because it'll give me the opportunity, the casual fan, maybe not quite as casual as the average casual fan, but the casual fan, like Mike said, the opportunity to learn about these characters, whereas I otherwise probably wouldn't learn about them. So, I'm going to say it's a trap just because I think that's a safer bet, but I sure wish they would go down one of those other directions.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I for my part, it's going to shock some people, but I am actually picking It's a Trap in this one. I think it's going to be Crosshair and to a lesser degree Rampart. I think Rampart probably won't last the whole season. It feels like to me, but I don't know. I think Crosshair will still be the villain near the end of season 1 at least. I don't know if he'll have that redemption moment at the end of the season or not, but I think if you did do Never Tell Me the Odds, though, I'm kind of with everybody else in that I would love to see. I'd love to see Faie for the Voss connection, and there were those early rumors that Voss was kind of going to be in Bad Batch before we knew anything about Bad Batch. That was like the rumor. But it'd be great to see Voss come back. But I'm still leaning more to the side of It's a Trap. I don't know that we'll see any of these three or anybody else kind of take over that villain role, at least yet.
I think we're going to see Voss live action in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's actually where I think we're going to get him.
I mean, I don't think it would be bad to show him in the animation and then get him back into the live action. I mean, like if they could do a crossover with it, they will. They'll use multiple people on different ones. So that's cool. All right. Well, that gets us through the odds or trap section, correct? Let's go to the next one, which is part 2.
Yep,
okay.
Part 2.
Okay.
Part 2.
Now, see, now this is hold on. All right. Now this is where it's getting tricky. If we lose the whole show, we'll just start up a brand new show, right? Is that what we're going to do? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Part deuce. Okay, and let's do this.
You dude.
Are we good?
We're on it.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're good.
You got it.
We got it.
Nice.
Yep.
Smooth, baby.
All right. I used to program computers or something.
It's a Trap Part 2. So we got basically War Mantle was mentioned in the latest episode, and also flashed back to Rogue One, where they briefly mentioned War Mantle as one of the secret Empire projects when they were going through the stuff. So this is kind of a one or the other. It's a trap, and you can also pick other and call me crazy. But so we got Never Tell Me the Odds, and that Rogue One connection will kind of come through, and this new squadron of people that Rampart's on about here will be basically end up being Death Troopers. Or you got It's a Trap, and it'll evolve more into something like what Scar Squadron is. So both are elite things. Both have different aspects to them. And if you go to the next slide, Marco, I'll kind of go through them real quick. So
I really quickly because of the algorithm. Ed, thank you for saying hi for the algorithm. I really do appreciate it. It helps.
Always.
All right, next slide.
So Death Troopers, for everybody that watched Rogue One, they were prominently featured in that. They also showed up in Rebels. Basically, their job was to both carry out covert missions, and then they also served as kind of the elite guard to a lot of the upper echelon people, including Thrawn at one point, Director Krennic, those fun guys. And they kind of also serve on occasion, too, as the hit squad for those upper echelon commanders. So we don't know too much about them. There was one female Death Trooper squadron commander in Rogue One, but you never really learn names or anything like they did with the clone troopers. Next on to Scar Squadron, they're a little more specialized in that each member of Scar Squadron is designed to be a certain skill set, kind of like Bad Batch, pretty much. So it stands for Special Commando Advanced Recon Unit, or Squadron, I should say. So they have basically implied before that they may be augmented, but you don't really know that. I don't think that was ever confirmed in anything. But you got 7 different members, if you include Creel, who is the leader in that. And then you have Arrow, who is the specialized pilot. Cav, who is the tracker / scout. Yeah, I got Mike, who's basically tech from Bad Batch, is all about the computers and engineering. Misty, who is basically Crosshair, the sniper. And Shrap, who's a demolitions expert, and then Zook, who I couldn't quite figure out what Zook does, but he's a gigantic guy that carries a giant bazooka. So
wasn't Zook's name when they did the promo stuff for this? Didn't Aaron call him Bazooka Guy? Wasn't that what he's called? Yeah,
Yep.
that's why he's called Zook, was because Bazooka Guy was just
he's
like
he's also got
I like that. It's like the old naming process for the original trilogy, like Goggle Eyes and Yam Nose and names like that.
Yeah.
Yak Face. I love it. Yeah. So Bazooka Guy. I like that a lot.
Face.
It's my new favorite name.
Bazooka guy. Yeah. So they call him Zook. Yeah. Very good. This actually kind of plays in. Well, okay, let's go with it. All right. Do we have another slide, or are we? That's the slides.
The last slide is basically the comic debate. If you want to get into that, but basically there's just to clear things up. We'll put it that way. There's
or make them more muddy.
Yeah, yeah, or make them more muddy. Either way you want to go.
Clear as mud.
Yep. There's Rogue One adaptation #1, which is definitely the first appearance of the Death Troopers. I don't think they were shown anywhere else prior to that. And then you have Star Wars #19, which shows 3 members at the very end. I think last panel or second to last panel of Scar Squadron. Yeah. Third to last. So you got Creel, who's the leader there with a lightsaber, and then Misty, who's the sniper, and I think that's Cav. I'm not real sure on the kind of left side there. So you only see those 3 members in the issue, and that's all you see. And they're not named or anything else. And then you have Star Wars 21, which is definitely the first appearance of all the members. As far as like a full appearance goes, the entire issue is about them. So it also Creel narrates, kind of their origin, and that's where you figure out a lot about them. So I don't want to tell people what to buy necessarily, but buy both if you want both, because they're going to be simultaneous with each other, I guess.
Let's be fair, you should own all 3 of these comics.
Yeah, yeah. And then right now you can find these. I was just at a con. All 3 of these were in $1 bin. All 3 of these right here are in $1 bin. So it's not like the prices of these are something good. I will say this for number 21. The cover is actually supposed to be them in training too, and both the art. Not that it matters, because we know how that works when artists tell you things. People ignore it, and the market's going to do what they want. But the artist and the writer have said that this was their first come out full appearance, and that's supposedly them on the cover too. Take it for what it is, dude. I mean, whatever. They're all right now $1 books. You should have had them already, and if you don't, then you can go grab them real quickly, because they probably are going to go someplace.
And 21 is definitely the issue that names every single one of them and everything too. So
and has their name as their first time they actually name the squad in it. Though the thing in 19 is like this is one portion of a panel, then the rest all you see is like one of the feet and one arm of I think you see a foot of Misty and arm of the other one. It's mainly about Quirrell, but that's a good one for him because it has a lot to do with him being in charge of them there. So
and it's also for the record, Creel's first appearance is way before this.
Yes, because he was the game master, and he
first appearance or not on. I mean, aside, look at the covers that we have presented in front of us. I mean, I'm drawn to number 21 every time. I love that cover, the way that they represent those stormtrooper outfits and everything on that number 21. It just pops. It's bold. It's got red, the black, the white. It's just a clean, beautiful cover.
Steve Horn brought up a point that I didn't realize either, but he's really big into the trade paperbacks, and he said that's the cover for this arc that they decided to use for the trade paperback too, which is interesting. I also will say
hardcover as well.
What's that?
The hardcover book as well has that cover.
I will say this. I also dislike the character that is behind Leia in this. It's not part of the Scar Squadron on 19. It's just some burnt up crazy. Anyways, all right. So let's see if I can get us back to the debate of where we're going with this. And let's see. Is this going to work? I really need pizza.
There you go.
This. All right.
You're on it, dude.
I mean, it's good. It's a little chunky, but it's good. Okay. So here we go.
Killing it, boss.
Mike, we're going to let you go first because I know we promised Mike we would keep it under an hour, and we still
didn't quite make it.
We never can anymore. It's okay. So what am I answering exactly? Is it the Death Troopers or is it Scar Squadron?
Yeah, or you can choose other if you rather.
I think other. I don't think it's either any of these things. So they're all a trap.
Oh, right. Nice. That's a good call. All right. JJ, do you want to go with it?
As I look into it more, I'd love to see Scar Squadron. That's like my thing would be to see them in there. But the more I think about it, if they're using War Mantle and War Mantle tied to Rogue One, and you see that in, plus the all black uniforms we see him in, it could be more and more the precursor to Death Troopers. I don't know. Yeah, but I would probably lean more towards never telling the odds Death Troopers than Scar Squadron, unfortunately.
Solo, what do you got?
Man, I'm really torn, but I'm leaning towards it's a trap. I think that they're already in the Bad Batch showing us, hey, we're trying to build the elite troop, and that's the Scar Squadron right there all day.
Okay, Jedi, what do you got?
Well, I usually take the field in a choice like this, but I'm going to say it's a trap. Because that's what I would like to see. So I think it's going to be. I think, like Solo just said, I think they're already kind of laying that groundwork for Scar Troopers. Yep.
So I'm going to be the opposite of Mike, and I'm going to say all inclusive. I think what they're going to do is start off with the Death Troopers for the Mantle program, and it's going to build off of that, just like Black Saber turned into the Dark Saber program, or like at least it was a code word for it. And what they're going to do is, much with our earlier assignment, and maybe this is just a little bit of fan geekiness, but they're going to start using, because I really think when Tarkin was saying, yeah, you know what, this is going to work, we just need to find the right mix. I'm thinking because of the Tarkin book and because what we know at Tarkin, he's not just going to come out and go like, oh, we're going to do one or whatever. He's going to come out and go like, okay, I got these group of 4 or 5 commander clones, and each of them are going to get some enlistees, and each one then is going to lead something. So the Death Troopers will be led by an enlistee, and more than one Death Troop squad will be listed by enlistees. And then eventually one of those becomes what we talked about last week, where they become the first commander of, the Scar Squad. Who's that going to be? I don't know. It could be somebody new. It could be one of the Foxes or Commandos. But I think that's what it's going to be, especially if they're going to go into the 32 instead of just the 16 if we get 2 seasons of it. Because why not? Because they're going such a dark route at this point. Like, they're shooting people and setting them on fire. So to examine like just Death Troopers going out there and do what Death Troopers do and have clones be in charge of these multi-massive groups that come out and wipe people out, I think is a great idea. And I think we could get the option of it's a trap because it's all of them all together and never tell me the odds. Can we do that? Well, I guess
you just did.
You just did.
Oh, there we go. We're doing that.
It's your show. You can do whatever you want.
So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with all of the above. I really like it. JJ, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for putting all the work you do into these segments. We have a lot of fun with it. And so does the chat.
I like that. I'm changing my vote to Marco's. I like that a lot. You just convinced me, Marco.
I mean, it's the Tarkin thing, right? Like, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, but I also like Tarkin. So like, whatever. I mean, it's fun. Either way, don't take anything. Once again, we did pre-reference it. We're probably gonna need Pete to make a pre-reference. Don't take anything we say too seriously. We are just some really big fans talking about Star Wars. And
just to go off of Stick Boy's comment there, that he thought it was maybe a reference to the Death Star. There in the Rogue One, I didn't include it in my thing, but in Rogue One, there is part of the scene. The Death Star is called. Crap, I can't think of it now. Yeah. But it's a different code word for the project. Dark Star, I think, or something.
No, it's Project Starlight. Is it Starlight?
Star something.
Starlight. It's also the name of a book. Stardust.
Yeah,
Stardust. That's what it was. Stardust is the kid's nickname. Yeah.
There's 4 special projects they find. One is Black Saber. One is the Death Star, which is the plans they choose. That's how they figure it out. And then War Mantle.
Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust. Thank you, Mike. So.
That was what's her name's nickname from her dad.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, that's cool, man. So good. We answered some questions too. Which, guys, we really do appreciate the chat, guys. You are as much of the show as we are. We do appreciate you guys. Give a comment. Any questions we have, we will try to answer them as quickly and best as possible. Once again, man, I like that segment. This is what I like to do. So
I loved it. That was great.
All right,
really enjoyed that.
All right, last up for the day. Once again. My man here, we need him to send the thing. I'll send him a personal message, but Big Nosh, make sure you send us a personal message with your email to the oh boy, how do I do this one? I hope he puts it in there. Oh, I do have one little more mention too for those people who didn't get out there. I know JJ. Oh, as JJ disappears because I wanted him to be on here anyways because we messed up on it. Let me see. Is this what it is? Here we go. If he goes onto the IG, there's the IG, or send me an email, and then we'll send you out some nice free things. I think some of the people in the chat got some, and hopefully we get one more person in there too. But me and JJ know the heartache of missing out on books, and if you've been following our IG, which is, once again, whatever this is. Here we go. The guys over there at Hive Comics, friends of the channel, actually friends of mine and Solos too. Jonathan and Jeremy, really good guys. We hang out with them a lot.
Yeah.
They have got in a book that me and JJ had trouble securing because originally we thought we secured a lot more than we did. I've heard a personal guarantee that they have still a couple of these books left. So feel free to go over to Hive Comics. Do it fast because I know it's short order. They are shipped over, and I don't know, man. I've heard weird things about that book, about this Delato, the High Republic Delato, right?
That's a better price than eBay, by the way.
It is a better price than eBay.
eBay auctions are going 75 and higher. So
yeah, so if you didn't get the book, or if your connection all of a sudden, let's say you were ordering like 20, and then your connection comes back and says, well, we can only ship you 5, and then shipped us 5. I'm not saying that happened to anybody on the show, but if you need a couple extra books, go check out our boys over there. They're always good. They treat us well. And they're actually really cool dudes, man. Like, to be honest with you, they're cool cats. All right. So go over to Hive Comics for that. What do we have for pickups or anything else? Oh, yeah. Oh, I did. Yes. Astro Wizard. He made a comment. He said last show, and then he hit me up and said, something about a signature. So I gave him a signature, and apparently, yeah, I don't know. Somebody
did you have a CGC witness though? Is the question.
I didn't. I did it on a board.
I want to throw something out there just real fast.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other code words in Rogue One is Mark Omega.
I didn't.
So they finally
put
found
that
out
in your Bad Batch hat and smoke it.
They finally found out that Marco and Omega. They finally found out that Omega's my kid. Thanks a lot. Now I'm going to be paying a lot of child support. Great.
Empire is going to be knocking on your door.
All right, so let's do some pickups, maybe. Right? That's good.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, good call on that. Look at that.
Yeah.
If you stay on late enough, they told us they want to go 2 hours. It's past Mike. His time, 11 minutes in, is when he really starts hitting his stride. And you just blew Kev's mind at this point. All right. Good stuff. All right. I have to get up because I forgot there's something back there in the background that I bought this week. So, Solo, you have till I get back to go through and show whatever you want. But if I get back and the chat's like, this guy's holding up 50 books and we can't even tell what they are, you're in trouble, okay?
5 books.
5 books. Mike has power. Mike does have the power. Mike, you do have the power, yes?
I have a few things too before.
Yeah, we got you, Jedi. You're next.
I did find this crispy, clean General Hux for $2. That's really nice. Age of Resistance 1. That's not one that I see very often that I really enjoy. I found the special. Also, Hux.
Nice.
Yeah, I found some pretty good deals. And I mean, I do have a stack of books here.
5 books.
As always, I will never. I got like four of these and 3 of the next ones. And what did I land? Lo and behold,
1 in 10.
boom, the old RI.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't hardly ever see these. So when I saw that for $2, I said, "Oh yeah, I'll take that."
Nice.
So yeah, I got a bunch of those, and great con today. I got to meet Economics and Comics in person. It was really nice to meet him. I got to hang out with Ist and his wife and their baby. It was great to see those guys down at Famous Comics, and yeah, just a good day. It was really nice to get to a con and look at what they had. Some great books there. Lots of high grade, lots of high dollar, lots of really good collectibles, and some really good bargains up in there, and some great dollar bins, as you could see. So $1 and $2 books all day.
Big shout out to Ish. Good job, buddy. I know it was supposed to be a secret con, but from what I hear, it wasn't such a secret. All right, Jedi. Let me move you into the spotlight, and we can go with you next if you like. All right, Jedi, what do you got?
Oh, just
there's no rule for you, by the way. The 5 rules only for Solo.
Really?
It's because
don't make it for you too.
So yeah, just to plug out, Hive Comics is we like those guys. We also like the Drew and the boys over at Wanted Comics. So I got my May 4th order that I ordered from Wanted Comics. This is just a few of them. I think if anybody that was on their site knows the stuff that they were throwing out.
Yeah.
And when I mean throwing out, I mean selling for like really good prices for us fans. But so he was also saying if you followed him in IG, you know that he was saying that if you bought some of the High Republic's exclusives, that they were going to throw in a action figure variant. So this is how I know that Drew actually watches a show and who he actually voted for. This is what he sent me.
He does watch the show. Yeah, he does.
So thanks, Drew. Message received. We know who should have won.
Get out of here.
We know.
Mike.
And the other thing I got was the wife and I did have a little bit of a date afternoon yesterday. We went to eat sushi, and I stopped by GameStop on the way just for the hell of it because I don't have a whole lot of luck, and saw this sitting on the pegs.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Crosshair. I was actually kind of surprised to see it. So I picked it up. I went back to the truck, and my wife, who didn't go in GameStop with me, surprise, she's like, well, what did you buy? And I showed her. She's like, is that from the show? I was like, yeah, that's Crosshair. She said, did they have Hunter? Let's go get Hunter. I'm like, I wish they had Hunter. She's like, did they have Omega? I'm like, no, this is all they had, and I'm happy to get it. But yeah, I think we've got maybe a new collector.
Yeah.
We will see what we can do. Mike, put that box down so they can't see it till after we promo you on it.
Okay.
All right. Jedi, that's some dope stuff. I do like it. And you know that's like, well, wait, it's past Mother's Day already. So whatever her birthday is, you're probably going to give her the Crosshair. I believe that. But we'll get some guys out there hunting for you. You're not? That's her favorite character. She wants a redemption story, bro. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Still on mute.
Hey, I was saying if she gets her redemption, yeah, she'll probably want it. If not, she really likes Hunter. Hunter's her favorite. I think we know Hunter's a safe bet.
Oh, nice. All right. Very good. All right. So who want rock, paper, scissors between JJ and Mike? Mike's excited. We're going to put Mike up there. I saw what he had to. I'm excited for what Mike has.
I'm excited because I forgot that I bought this week.
I saw you take the price too. I was like, he just got that because the price is still on the box. All right.
Yeah, you saw me take the Post-it note off of it.
All right. We will do that. Then we'll put JJ in the lineup after that. And then I will be the last. I'll pull up the. Okay. Ready, Mike? Let me see what you got for you. There you go. All right, Mike, show him.
Oh my god! Nice.
And it's the artist proof as well, which was I didn't realize it was going to be the artist proof when we ordered it. So I haven't even unboxed this yet. I literally just brought this home, so it's still all taped up inside and everything. I can't wait to open it up. I'll show it off out of the box next week.
Oh, that's
so. Does that mean it's like limited edition numbered or something? The artist proof?
This is artist proof number 24. The whole run is only 1,000 of the regular ones. I don't know how small the artist proof run is. Usually they're 50, something like that.
Yeah,
awesome.
So pretty limited.
If you want me to fly out there and open that for you and do an unboxing,
it
will be the longest, most painful enjoyment of your life. Like it will take at least an hour, 2 hours, and
all of Wookie's Spawn box opening McFarlane training has all led to this. This is what it was all for.
That's right.
JJ, are we ready to educate the fans?
Good pickup, Mike. I like it.
Well, you're on mute. So the first education level we need is the.
There we go.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yep.
Very good. There you go, JJ.
All right. So first off, I mentioned this earlier in the show, so I'll go ahead and show it. But I did pick up a couple Star Wars manga books, I think, and this is one of them.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool.
So the tie back to earlier in the show, this actually tells the story. I don't know if I can find it, of a Tatooine mole flea who befriends Leia after she's captured by Jabba the Hutt. And when Luke shows up, the mole flea attaches himself to Luke, and the mole flea can speak, and he tricks Luke into thinking that his voice is the Force, guiding him through the Rancor battle. So, according to this book, that's how Luke beats the Rancor, is a flea talks him through it.
Nice. I guess that's something.
Interesting story. I just figured I'd show it off because we talked about it earlier, but I did pick up some variants.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I got Afra Annual number 3. I think it is.
Nice.
It's
Variant. It's the 1 in 25. Sorry
sweet.
about the sheen off the
No, that's all right.
light, but a couple TIE Fighter variants that I didn't have. So,
Oh,
TIE
nice.
Fighter, the character variant.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are dope. Tell me
I
you
forgot
got
about
her.
those. Those are
Tell
cool.
me you got her. Did you get her?
I already
Nobody
have.
cares about
You're
him.
talking about number 1. I already have Yuriko Quill or whatever for number 1.
Well, you should have got another one. I always like another one.
I didn't have number 1.
Big surprise.
I got one of these. Second
Nice.
print with the Hondo cover.
That's
I like
great.
that.
It's a good Hondo cover.
Great
That's
pickup.
money. That is money.
And then another Galaxy's Edge variant. This is the 1 in 25 for number 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
one too.
Afra cover.
Nice work.
And then I picked this up pretty cheap, believe it or not, on Amazon. I think it was actually through Jetpack Comics was selling it, but got the Phantom variant, which I always like, kind of the homage throwback with this for Legacy.
Yeah.
Second volume of Legacy, number 1.
Hmm.
And then this I've had for a while, but I figured I showed off because this is what my avatar is and comments and stuff. But good old foreign book.
Yeah.
So this is the German variant for Crimson Empire number 4. So
Did you pick up the Black Series for that or no?
for
Chris? Because they're switching it back. They fixed it now. So if you didn't get in that first order for them, they're going back to they fixed
really?
the box for the second round. Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Kirk,
no.
not Kirk Canos. It's Canor
Was that
Jax.
Yeah,
Jax.
they
They
mislabeled
messed
it.
it up. Yeah, but then they're switching it back over for like if you ordered for the pre-order, like they're selling you the ones that are messed up. And then after that, after those sold out, they were going back to the regular ones. Okay.
The first one said Bartles, and it was supposed to be James, and then switching it. Now it's going to be James, and then the second one will be Bartles.
Yeah.
With removable beard. And he comes with a child now.
Yeah. Anyways, so okay, so going to finish off the set for it's just very funny because going to finish off the set for JJ. Here we go. The number 1 second print, which is
nice.
So,
That's beautiful.
yeah, so that's it. That's a little dollar there that I like. I always try to pick up one of those. There we got a little Afra. Also, this is so that I picked up these. This is kind of like a one. This is like a group. I paid $15 for all of them, but it was like a friend dealer at the show was like, dude, just here. How about $15? So we'll start off with, I always like this cover just because I like anything that has to have, what's his name on it? Mandor, the Imposable or whatever. I always like those. There's like 3 books in that series. I like it. Tells some of the stories.
Indomitable.
That's him. Great.
Wow.
This one I actually like because there's 2 of these. Okay, there's the one with the barcode on it, and then there's the actual one that came in the comic book pack, right? Which is just a plain version of this one. I actually think it's one of the Crate's best, like Darth Crate's best covers. Mm-hmm. And then I always think this is one of the underrated books. You'll hear a lot about books about what the Old Republic is, and the timelines will be all messed up, and what team was part of Team Revan. When Karth with Team Revan, it has a big part in it. There's a lot of times where he's in a lot of the games. He's a build out, and some of the games that they came out with everyone. You're never gonna get the HK droid. You know, you're not gonna get some of the other characters they had there, but Karth is one that you can actually get. This is technically his first full, I believe, Mike. Right? This one right here. Yeah. Yep. They call it the first. He kind of cameos in something else. It's a really weird one. The robot thing's crazy, and this guy is a jerk. He's another one of those jerks that keeps betraying everybody. The whole storyline is good. So I always pick up that one. I did pick up a toy. Of course I picked up a toy. So there's this. I got this for $10. So I got this for $10. Yeah, probably pretty cool. The box is really nice. This is the ugliest doll you'll ever see. However, real cool thing, because I like ugly dolls too. It reminds me a lot of like when you start getting some of the foreign knockoffs. There she is. She actually has an antenna.
I love how bad it is, though.
It's so. I might buy another one and pull it all out because this is a book too. I don't want to ruin this one, but maybe I'll go back and buy a whole another one for $10. It's definitely worth it. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what we'll do because it probably costs a ton to give away. But hey, look, Hasbro. I just want to let you know, Black Series people, Bartles and James. Where is it? Yeah. She's got one there. It's very easy to put those on her. I don't understand what you guys are doing with antennas over there. This is really cool. This portion over here, man, this screen's not big enough for this. This thing is actually pretty big. Obviously,
Yeah, it is.
But there's like a book. This is actually a book over here, like a hardcover book that goes through some of the stuff. There was more than just this. They had C-3PO, didn't they? Who else did they have, Mike? It was C-3PO.
There were like 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, C-3PO, Luke, I think was one of them. No, Obi-Wan.
Tatooine Luke?
Oh, Obi-Wan
or Mace
sounds
No,
right.
I think it was Mace Windu. It was Mace Windu. Yeah.
Yep.
Try to find these if you can in good shape. They're pretty cool. They take up a lot of space, but they're really, they look dope. She looks dope here. This is the thing. Like if I die in the middle of the night, make sure you tell the police that this doll is the one that did it though. It definitely is like a very Chucky
her
type of vibe.
accessories are so on point. I love that figure because the accessories, like the gun and everything, is really great detail. I mean, they are just perfect. But you're right, her face is just like, what happened? How'd you do so good on everything but that?
Hey, there's so much detail. There really is a ton of detail to like even like her rifle and everything and how they have all of it set up. And you are right, 100% Solo. But once again, when Solo showed it to me and told me they wanted what $60, I was like, no, I'm gonna go buy
the one guy, his box was all damaged and tore up at the flea market I was at, and it was like 65. And then I went down even further and I found one of the crispy box, and they wanted 85. I was like, man, you guys are crazy.
Yep, don't give in to what's that FOMO. Always just hunt harder. You'll find it for the price you want it for. Yeah. So. There it is. That is some cool stuff.
Vader, Aura, and 3P.
Yeah, Vader's the other one. I'm looking him up right now.
Vader?
Yeah, Sticks Boy was saying that.
Anakin. Okay, was it Anakin? It was Anakin turning into Vader.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. She looks like Sinead O'Connor. Yes, I'm not gonna say that, Kev, but you are right. She does look like a combination of Sinead O'Connor and a hell of a drug. But yeah, so that's what we got. Man, that's some good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. I think that's where we're going to have to call it because it is way past all of our bedtimes. We will see you next week. More segments. Hey, we won't see you next week, Jedi?
No, it's not past my bedtime yet.
Oh, but that's hey, it's almost dinner time. Either way, if you guys have any more things that you want us to talk about, any more of that like little theory crafting where we have Jedi put together some great slides. We do a little bit of digging for you guys. We'll do your homework for you. We'll give you the options. Just give us clues of what you want us to talk about. We'll always have some, but we're always willing to have some more stuff. And